Chris Gardner was born in 1954 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Raised in poverty, surrounded by abuse, alcoholism, and instability. But even as a child, Chris had a fire inside. He promised himself, "I will never be like them. I will be better." After a brief stint in the Navy, he found work as a medical equipment salesman. He was making ends meet, just barely. Then came the decision that changed everything. He invested everything he had in a device, a portable bone density scanner, but hospitals didn't want it. Too expensive. Not essential. Months passed. Sales didn't come. Bills did. His wife left, and Chris was now alone, with a toddler and no home. Imagine this. You're a father. You have $20 in your pocket. Your child is hungry, and you don't even have a key to turn in a lock at night. Chris slept in subway bathrooms, shelters, parks, wherever he could rest safely with his son. But here's the incredible part. Every single day, Chris dressed up in a worn-out suit, walked into a high-rise office in San Francisco, and worked as an unpaid intern at Dean Witter, a major stock brokerage firm. Chris wasn't just competing for a job, he was competing to survive. There were 20 interns, only one would get hired. Chris made 200 cold calls a day. He memorized sales scripts. He studied stock patterns at night while his son slept beside him on the shelter floor. While others took breaks, he pushed. While others went home, he stayed. At one point, his bank account hit zero. He owed parking fines he couldn't pay. He couldn't afford a phone line. But he kept showing up. That's what most people miss about success. It's not always about talent. It's about showing up when life tries to break you. One day, after months of hustle and pain, Chris got the call. Chris, we'd like to offer you a position." That was the moment. The break he had fought for. He had no college degree, no safety net, but he had something more powerful: relentless belief. Over the next few years, he rose through the ranks, and in 1987, he started his own firm, Gardner, Rich & Co. Chris Gardner became a millionaire, but he never forgot his past. In 2006, his story was turned into a Hollywood film, The Pursuit of Happyness, starring Will Smith. But what the movie couldn't fully show was the shame, the struggle, the nights spent crying next to his sleeping son, or the mornings when quitting seemed easier than showing up. Chris once said, "You can only depend on yourself. The cavalry ain't coming." And he was right. If you're going through hardship right now, if life feels unfair, remember this: you have everything you need to rewrite your story. You don't need approval. You don't need permission. You need grit. You need faith. You need one more try. This was the story of Chris Gardner. If it moved you, subscribe to True Grit Diaries for more real stories like this. Share this with someone who needs hope today. Because sometimes one story can save a life.